Bill, are you okay if I just switch your microphone off until you want to ask a question? Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, members. Welcome to Cabinet meeting in the Town Hall in Huddersfield. It's 3 p.m. Tuesday, 11th of July. Before I start, Yolanda said to me, oh, "You got a very happy cabinet because you were all, very happy." And she said, "You must run a very happy ship." And I said, "Yes, despite all the crisis, we run a very happy ship, and we hopefully will resonate that across our communities and make sure everybody's happy." But anyway, welcome to Cabinet. Yes. Yeah, Councillor first. No, we are always positive, right? Yeah, and it's not through anything else. But thank you, Councillor first, for clarifying that. We've got all cabinet members here, so we've got no apologies. Any declaration of interest, please complete the form and hand it in to Yolanda after the meeting. That includes any members who are joining us online. Admission of the public, we don't have any members of the public. Deputations and petitions, we don't have any deputations and petitions. There are no members of the public, so there is no public question time. Questions by elected members. Bill, have you got a question? Yeah. Bill, we're going to put you on. Okay,
Yes,
Bill,
I will
over to
mute
you.
myself.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Leader. It's a question that might fall across different portfolio areas, so I'll put it to you and let you decide who answers it. It's around public rights of way, and there's a claimed footpath at Farnley Bank at Farnley Tyres, which is being investigated by Public Rights of Way Office and was received on the 4th of April 2019. The Secretary of State for DEFRA has since issued Direction 13 on the Council's website, requiring this application to be determined by the 12th of August 2021. The matter is still shown as under investigation. I have been approached by residents of Farnley Tyres, and my real question is, when can my residents expect that this investigation will be concluded and a decision made? Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Armour. Can I ask Councillor Masood Ahmed to respond? Masood, over to you.
Thank you, Councillor Ahmed, for your question. I'm not too familiar with the area or in particular this particular issue, but what I will do, based on what you've just told me, I'm more than happy to investigate and get you a response as soon as I can get one for you, if that's okay, Councillor Armour. But thank you for your question.
Yes, thank you. I didn't expect an off-the-cuff answer to that. I look forward to getting a response.
Thank you, Councillor Armour and Councillor Masood Ahmed, for responding. Have you got any more questions, Bill?
Well, it's a linked supplementary.
Okay.
Whilst I was looking at that website, the council has a declared aim of enhancing active travel, including, of course, walking within the borough. And there's a broader aim to improve health outcomes for our residents. And it's clear that there's a serious backlog of work within the PROW office, which impinges upon the ability of residents to use designated footpaths for travel or recreation. So what, if any, actions are being taken to remedy this problem? And when can our residents expect to see an efficient service in this service area? And again, I wouldn't expect an off-the-cuff answer. Thank you.
Councillor Ahmed.
Thank you, Councillor Ahmed, for your question. Happy to get you a response in relation to your question as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader.
Thank you very much. Is that the end of your questions, Councillor Armour? Yes.
Yes, indeed it is. Thank you very much.
Okay, no problem. Next item is item 7. NHS England Digital Social Care Project Grant Scheme. Councillor Musrat Khan.
Thank you, Leader. So this is a good news report, and it's update on Cabinet on the progress made and the plans for the remainder of this financial year to deliver grant funding to support the rollout of digital care systems in care provider locations across Kirklees. In the summer of 2022, Kirklees Adult Social Care successfully bid for the £403,000 from NHS England funding to support our care providers to deploy digital care record systems and specialist falls detection and prevention technology. So via that we've supported 34 care providers with grant funding towards the deployment of new digital care record, all of whom have had been using paper-based records. For 2023-24, a further bid was successfully made and 214,000 has been secured for Kirklees. This paper requests the approval of financial rule delegations to the Service Director, Mental Health and Learning Disabilities to issue grants to CQC registered care providers, and the delegation of Service Director, Mental Health and Learning Disabilities toward grant funding to Kirklees Care Association to continue to externally fund the engagement resources to support the project. And finally, Leader, can I just use this as an opportunity to congratulate staff on securing this external funding.
Thank you very much, Councillor Khan. Anybody wants to second that? Councillor Viv Kendrick, you have put your hand up. You want to second that?
I'm very happy to second it, Leader. This is, Councillor Khan's absolutely right, and staff have been very proactive in obtaining the funding for this, but it demonstrates real partnership working with the care sector in supporting them to deliver services in a better way. So I really support this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I completely agree with both your comments that our staff have worked extremely hard, and our staff are a massive asset to our organisation and the partnership they're working within. So on that note, can I have a show of hands? We'll approve this report. Thank you, members. Next item is our council plan. It's with mixed feelings I actually am presenting this council plan, but as a council we have to develop a plan to make sure that we as a council know what we're doing, our staff understand what we're doing, our partners and the communities out there that we serve. And no one can deny that we are living through some of the most difficult times in living memory. Certainly, I've never known anything like this in terms of how the economy has been crushed, how inflation rises and how prices keep on continuing to rise. Economic chaos, political instability, industrial unrest at a level I've never seen before. And there's also insecurity within global financial markets. But one thing that I can take comfort from is, despite last 13 years, I think local government of all shapes and sizes have actually tried their best to provide that long-term sustainability and some hope within our communities. And some may say that these are interesting times, but too many people in Kirklees are definitely living in hard times. I know people who are struggling to an extent where I would have never dreamt of. Just to give you an example, nearly a third of children are living in poverty. That is a blight on our society. Referrals from councils to local food banks have doubled in the last year, and they continue to actually escalate. And where we end up is anybody's guess. We represent a council that's demonstrably underfunded. We are probably one of the worst funded councils in the country because of the way the government has allocated the funding formula, whilst some areas benefit where there is less need, and we suffer as a result. But hard times are here to stay, but we will do everything we can to make sure that we take our communities and our organisation and our staff with us. The challenges we face now are built in the system for more than 13 years of chaos, 13 years of insecurity and lack of investment. The disastrous programme of austerity didn't do much. I think that the £200 million that has been ripped out of central government, by central government to local government, totaling £2.2 billion, has created massive issues that inherit in our communities, and to turn that around will take a long time. And it's widened the inequalities, it's widened the gap between health inequalities, and people in Kirklees and beyond are suffering as a result. A pandemic then hit this council and many other councils globally. But despite that, we actually raised to the challenge. Just before the pandemic, we started to put an investment plan in Kirklees to bring back hope to our residents. Just when you thought that there was light at the end of the tunnel, we hit the cost of living crisis. And it's up to us and our councillors and our residents to make sure that, you know, we serve the residents that we are here to represent. Because whatever we decide will have an impact in the future, but what we decide will also be given within the context of what national government is actually putting in front of us. Before you change things, and like I said, we need a plan. And I'm proud of this plan, despite the many, many challenges that we are facing. It's also a plan that's realistic about the challenges we face, not just today, but in the future. Alongside our cabinet priorities, it gives us a way through the challenges that we're all up against. Faced with an economic and financial situation that's rapidly changing, and we need a laser-like focus. Having that laser-like focus will get us to look at what the key issues are. This means that we need to urgently address our massive budget challenges. The situation, as far as the government is concerned, was going to get better, but I can't see any light at the end of the tunnel. It's actually getting worse. Our core services can only make a difference if they are built on a solid financial platform. The odds are stacked against us. Our services and our people are held back year in, year out by central government funding that takes no account of need. The underlying unfairness is being exposed like never before, and it means painful choices are ahead. By the plan is not just about making savings, it's about changing the way we do things and minimising the impact on the people who need our services the most. In an economic crisis, it's those who can least afford it who are hit the hardest. That's why transformation is at the heart of this plan. It's also about working with our partners, supporting people through the cost of living crisis. This council stood shoulder to shoulder with our partners in the health, education, voluntary and community sectors during the pandemic. We will continue to do that. As we will do so, we face a very different set of challenges. But we also have to focus on a brighter future. When I first became leader of the council, I set a budget for investment, like I mentioned earlier on. I am more committed to making sure that we deliver our ambitions, we deliver our vision that we have set for our communities. And if anything, I'm actually a lot more determined, and I'm sure you are as well. That's why the plan reasserts our commitment to rebuilding our infrastructure, to invest in communities across Kirklees, Dewsbury, Huddersfield, Batley, Heckman, Wyke and Holmfirth, and every single corner of this great council. The best way to protect our communities from future cost of living crises is to build a strong and inclusive economy that works for everybody, not just a handful of elite individuals. Of course, we need to be prudent on how we deliver our investment, unlike the government, who have crashed the economy, inflation out of control, mortgages are just spiraling out of control. But for the outcome we are seeking, for children to get the best start in life and realise their full potential, for all our residents to live in safe, clean and cohesive communities where they can live longer and healthier lives. These things are only achieved if we show vision and ambition, and that is what this plan is about. It's a living, breathing document, and every single person in this room, my cabinet colleagues, are fully committed, and that's what we are here for. That's why this plan offers hope. This plan will also be going to the council tomorrow, and I'm sure we'll have a proper conversation, but I'm really pleased to present this council plan moving forward. Thank you very much. Anybody to say, Cathy?
I'll second that, Leader. And I think, as you say, it's a moving feat at the moment with the finances and stability of councils across the country. And Kirklees is one of them, underfunded. And hopefully people see we've reflected that in that, and we continue to put people first, people, partners and places. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else? Any comments? This is going to full council tomorrow. On that note, can we have a quick show? Paul, do you want to say something?
Thanks, Leader. Just very quick comments. As I said, tomorrow there'll be a fuller debate. I think, just looking, at our key objectives, in the plan, looking at number one, working with people, partners and places on the cost of living. Again, I think reiterating what you said and also what Kathy said, we're clearly re-establishing and continuing to say, our determination to support our citizens as much as possible in the cost of living crisis, even with the significant financial issues we face. And as you pointed out, with the chronic underfunding that we've experienced as a council, not just in the last 12 months, but the last 13 years. So I think, I certainly support the plan. I think it's the plan that we need for this time. So look forward to the debate tomorrow.
Thank you, Councillor Davis. Anybody else? Can we have a show of hands and we move on? Thank you, members. Item 9, Food Safety Service Plan. Councillor Naheed Mather, 2023 plan.
Thank you, Leader. Happy to bring this report to Cabinet. The Food Safety Service Plan is a requirement for the Food Law Code of Practice and must be updated annually. The Food Standards Agency regulates our delivery of official controls in relation to food safety in England and the requirements to have a food safety service plan. The plan outlines a number and types of food businesses in Kirklees, the demographics of Kirklees, our approach to delivery of official controls, the essentials of the number of official controls that will be due over the course of the year, and the assessment of whether adequate resources exist to meet our obligations. The report includes a very comprehensive food service plan which starts at page 39 and goes to from page 33 to page 69. And I'd like to thank the staff team for overachieving the food safety service plan in 2022. In the coming year, the team will be prioritising 14 distinct areas of the service plan in 23-24. Again, can be seen in the overall comprehensive plan from page 33 to 69. And I would like the Cabinet to note the report, agree to adopt the Food Service Safety Plan 2023 and the direct officers to publish the plan on the Council's website. Leader.
Thank you very much, Councillor Mather. I'd like to second that. Any comments or questions on that plan? Councillor Firth?
I want to follow that up by saying that people don't realise that how many establishments our smallest team visit every year, and they keep us safe. We all eat from takeaways, and so does a great number of our people. And to do what they do to keep us safe is fantastic. Campylobacter is one of the things that they do address, and it's one of the main things that they keep the lid on, by the way. But they're a small team, dedicated team, a Cinderella team in many ways because they haven't got a high profile, and we, as a cabinet, we as a local authority need to thank them for the wonderful work they do. Thank you, Chair.
Naheed, do you want to come back on that?
Thank you so much, Councillor Firth, because that's precisely what I meant, that the team, even during COVID, and since has overachieved in terms of inspections, in terms of good safety standards. And I would say we're a small team, but in safe hands. Kirklees is in safe hands. So thank you. Thank
you, Councillor Mather. And once again, services that we offer around food safety and hygiene, it's a service that works diligently behind the scenes, And it's only when something happens we realise how important that service is. You know, that service is there to keep us safe, to make sure that, you know, the food we eat and the drink that we drink is consumable and, you know, doesn't have any viruses or any germs that might cause harm to us. And you mentioned Campylobacter. But once again, thank you for the hard work of the staff of this council, and we do appreciate everything what they do. So on that note, can I just have a show of hands and we get the report approved? Thank you very much. Next item is item 10, Statutory Health and Safety Service Plan 2022-23. Councillor Naheed Mather.
Thank you, Leader. The health and safety legislation in England, Scotland and Wales is enforced by either the Health and Safety Executive or local authorities. The Health and Safety Executive acts as the enforcement authority under the regulation of 1999, determine whether the activity comes under the HSC or local authority enforcement. In Kirklees, the Health and Safety team enforced provisions of the Health and Safety at Work Act 1974 within businesses, within Kirklees, working closely with the Health and Safety Executive. The team enforces provisions of the Act within leisure, retail, office and warehouse working environments. The aim of the team is to work with others to protect people's health and safety by ensuring risk in the workplace are managed properly by, one, ensuring high-risk intervention plans focusing on specific risks, two, use national and local intelligence to inform service priorities, three, consider wide range of interventions. The service delivery plan has been created in reference to the national guidance and sets out the service priorities in the financial year 23-24 and can be found on pages 77 to 86, which outlines precisely what and how we're going to implement the plan year 23-24. We will be focusing our priorities in the coming year on investigating all major accidents and complaints in line with the HSC national guidance. The team have also identified themes like builders merchants, residential care homes and stress, carbon monoxide in commercial premises. I would like to ask Cabinet to note this report and once again thank my team for doing a brilliant job of enforcing the legislation.
Thank you, Councillor Mather. It's our team, you know. We are all here as part of the council. You know, I like to think of my team,
yes,
but it's our team, and the team is here like us to serve
precisely
the public. Any comments or questions from members? No? Can we all agree? Show of hands. Thank you, members.